Do dual POV books need to be split evenly? Meaning you are telling a book from two different perspectives, usually the two lead characters, the love interest and the main character, and you're getting both of their perspectives as you're reading. Does it have to be a 50-50 split? One chapter, then the next chapter, then back to the first person, second person? Or can you kind of mix it up? And the beauty of writing a dual POV is that you can do whatever the heck you want. You do not have to follow conventions. Typically, we see most people go every other chapter. So Jade would be chapter 1, Roan would be chapter 2. Jade would be chapter 3, Roan would be chapter 4. I did not do that with my Jaded duology. I played by different rules, and you can too. Now, when it comes to dual point of view, your goal is to have a unique voice for each character. So we've seen a lot of traditional publishers say that the female voice will be written in that first person narrative, while the male character will be written in that third person narrative, so that it's very clearly like the different tenses. You're going to see a very big difference. But that also kind of suggests maybe you don't have your skills honed enough for the voice of your character. So if you have two very distinct characters and you understand their voice, you shouldn't really have too much trouble staying in the same tense or the same type of setting when it comes to your writing. So you can do every other chapter. I do recommend that you are having headers. You should always indicate who is going to be speaking in that chapter. You should not be dividing this up within a chapter. You are not bouncing from Jade's point of view to Roan's point of view to Jade's point of view within the context of the same chapter. One chapter at a time, but it doesn't have to be an even split. So in the Jaded duology, I do 2 chapters of Jade, and these are longer chapters, and then a short chapter for Roan, because I want his perspective. His perspective is important, but we're really sticking with Jade for most of this story. I would say, even though it's 2 chapters in 1 chapter, you would think that it would be like 2/3 and 1/3. It's not. It's like, let's say 6/7 Jade's perspective, and then 1/7 Roan's perspective. I'm making numbers up, but it's mostly Jade's perspective. We're just getting a lot of confirmation from Roan, seeing his side of things, and we are seeing the love scenes from his perspective because we love that. Love it. So what I'm doing is I'm really using Roan's perspective to confirm what Jade is learning and to give us some insight into things Jade can't see, doesn't know, or the swoony stuff from Roan's perspective, because we love knowing what men are thinking. And so I got to mix it up a little bit differently, but I've done other things that are more of that back and forth. And so when it comes to how you're creating your book, you can do what you want, but you have to have a decision, and then you have to stick to it. So we're not just randomly throwing in other point of view chapters. If you're going to do every other, it's every other. If you're going to do 2 chapters and 1 chapter, that's what it is. But it's not 4 chapters from a character and then a chapter or 2 chapters from another character and then like 8 chapters and then 1 chapter. We're not messing around. Have a consistent rhythm to it and have a specific cadence to how you're doing it. With the Jaded duology, it's 2 normal sized chapters for Jade and a short chapter from Roan. We're talking a couple of pages at most. And so it has very distinct ways of understanding who is who, what is what, and how much time we're spending with each of them. And of course, with the Jaded duology, it's very important we get a little bit of Roan's perspective, but not stay too close to him, because for a good long time, he's the villain trying to murder her, even though he's her arranged marriage husband. It's a whole vibe. They're trying to murder her and make it look like an accident to get revenge. It's a vibe inside of this story. But if you want to see how I did it, the first book in the Jaded duology, Jaded, is free in ebook form on all the major platforms, so you can just grab it and read it right now and see what I did, and you can then use that to inform how you're going to be writing your dual point of view. If you've got questions on dual point of view, go ahead and drop those down below and follow along for daily episodes helping you navigate the world of publishing so that this can be your most profitable and most successful and fun author year ever. We'll see you in tomorrow's episode.